So we're gonna start a class today. And last week we mentioned about a clam, a shellfish, and we try to explain what can shellfish do. Shellfish, do you know what a shellfish? Okay, what can shellfish do? They can produce pearl, right? And they can offer us the food like a scallop. And they also have a different function, multiple function for human, for environment. Did you think the shellfish is an important species or not? The clam, do you think it's important? I think they are quite important, okay? Why it is important, we'll explain that later. But where shellfish live?
Under the ocean.
Under the ocean, but we also have light water shellfish. So shellfish live in the water. Okay, what kind of water? Salt water and light water. They both live inside. So will they asking for the water quality? If they want to survive in the water, will they asking for the water quality? Yes or no? If you think the shellfish need a high quality water to survive, raising your hand. Okay. Okay, thank you. If you think they don't need high quality for survive, raising your hand, please. Okay. How about if you don't know, raising your hand? Okay. The answer is actually some clams need clean water, some don't. Okay, we'll see it in later PowerPoint slide. Since they are living in the water, so we are going to talk about water. In last class, we mentioned about there are many kind of tiny creature living inside the water, like algal. This kind of a tiny shell, they presenting in different color, various color, like green, yellow, or red. Some is toxic, some is poisoned, some is not. Okay, some is edible, like a green algal. We can concentrate them and as a food for protein resource. We can eat them. Okay, but for some kind of algal like this one, if they presenting in this shape, they are not edible. Okay, they are toxic. If they are having lots of the quantities, lots of the number in water, they will reduce the quality of the water. Normally, clam will use this algal as food resource. They will eating them by filtering the water in their body and keeps this kind of a tiny creature. So they also swallow the E. coli, this one, the pink one, E. coli. E. coli is a bacteria living in your guts, okay? So if the E. coli lives in your body, inside your body, located in the gut, what kind of temperature they prefer? If an E. coli living in your guts, located in your guts, what kind of a temperature for them is the best temperature to produce their future? 37 things, 36 or 37, yeah, around this temperature. Okay, can you just connect these two things? Your body temperature in your gut is 36.5 to 37 Celsius degree. And this E. coli located in your gut, not in your heart, in your gut, okay? So they prefer 37 Celsius degree. Under an appropriate situation, environment, they can produce their number twice in 20 minutes. Okay, 他们20分钟就会生长1倍. Okay, they will produce their future child, one generation, double the number within 20 minutes, average 20 minutes. So it's kind of a dangerous thing. Okay, if you put your food somewhere without a cover, without the frozen, without keeping the refrigerator, and the bacteria number will raising very quick. Can you imagine that? 20 minutes, 1 to 2. Another 20 minutes, 2 to 4. Still seems like a very small number. How about after 200 minutes? It will become this way. Okay, and it comes to 1024. And then after another minute, 20 minutes. So you can see this is a problem. After one day, if you didn't keep your food in a safe place, the bacteria number will dramatically raising. And once you eat so many bacteria, so many E. coli into your body, you'll feel uncomfortable, okay? And we'll talk about E. coli in future. It's not the most important things here. Okay, water seems quite clear, quite clean, but actually so many things invisible inside. And you swallow the water, you drink the water directly, you may get sick. Why I'm saying you may get sick? Because your body can get used to those bacteria. If you drink the dirty water a little bit every day, and your body will get used to it. Okay, there is a quite obviously example from my mom. My mom went to India. She went to India. All the tour guide tell her, do not drink all the water without in a bottle. So they told her only drink bottled water. And my mom think, well, it's not eco-friendly. Can we drinking the water from just like the drinking machine, water machine, they filtered the water already? But this tour guide says, no, please don't do that. No matter how you filtered the water. My mom followed the rule until the last minute. She's going to go to the airport at the end of this travel. So she ran out of water. She refilled her cups in a water machine. In the hotel, she drank only one bit. And then she started to feel uncomfortable in the airplane. And her stomach getting painful. Once she go back to Taiwan, she went to the hospital directly. And all caused by E. coli, this bacteria. So you will have to think about how about those people living in India? How can they drink this water, not even from the water machine every day, but they still can survive? Because they already get used to this bacteria. Okay, so if you want to train yourself, no, I didn't want to give you this suggestion, but you can keep in your mind, if you want to train yourself, drink a little bit dirty water per day, and you're getting stronger. Okay, and this is also very interesting. If you live in one location without going to other city, like I'm living in Kaohsiung for 3 months without go to other city, without eating food from other city. Like last Friday night, I went to Taipei. And I haven't been in Taipei for like 1 year. I buy street food from my midnight snack. I took Clam. And after 24 hours, I feel a little bit uncomfortable in my gut. Okay, because the E. coli type will vary in different location. So I want to know the main point of this slide is telling you that even the water looks quite clean, quite clear. You should not take them directly. Okay, and then why we have water? In Taiwan, we have water, right? You can see everywhere is green color. We have leaves, we have trees, we have grass here. But why we have water? And you may cross your mind why your teacher asking this question. Like living in Taiwan, water is everywhere. It's a normal life, right? So any student from other countries that short of water, if we want to have clean water, at the very first step, we need to have water, right? The water must come, show in our life. So where the water from? Could anyone have any idea where the water in Taiwan from? Raining? Okay. When is the raining season in Taiwan?
In the summer and autumn.
In the summer and autumn, yes. Actually, we could separate them like summer and winter. During the winter time, we have a monsoon wind from northeast part that brings us rain. but only for the north part and east part of this island. Okay, if you cut Taiwan here in one line, the north and the east part, monsoon wind comes in winter that brings the water for the Taipei, for Yilan, for Taitung, for Hualien. During the summertime, we have the west and south monsoon. From this part, lead was imported by the typhoon. When typhoon crossed to Taiwan, it brings the water, brings the moisture to the south and the west part. Okay, so during the summertime, we have a rain, we have water drops in Kaohsiung, in the west part and the south part of Taiwan. But during the winter time, we only have a north and the east part have rain. This is the rain season. We can cut the season into two parts. Okay, and after that, we have a current, the ocean current, water current. Okay, we have two major currents along the Taiwan. One is named Kuroshio current. The other one is Oyasho current from Japan. Kuroshio is a hot water. Oyasho is cold. And the Oyasho split into two parts. One become a China coastal current, and the other one is quite small and disappeared when they meet the Kuroshio current. Sorry, I will explain it in Chinese in short. Okay， 在台湾有两道洋流很重要，一道是从南方来的黑潮，一道是从北方来的清潮。那清潮是冷的，黑潮是热的，这样子。那清潮呢，在靠到台湾的时候，它分成两条洋流，一条叫做中国沿岸流，另一条很短。当它遇到黑潮撞在一起的时候，这个清潮就消失了。Okay, this is what I'm talking. And this is the latitude line, north latitude. North latitude in here is yellow line, 23.5 degree, which is a very important number. If you go to the Google map, you can check all the country located in the latitude are dry land. Here is Taiwan, okay? And here is the equatorial line. Here, 23.5 degree. Go to the west, and you can see there's a desert. Okay, and let's become a desert. Okay? This is the north part. This is the south part. All the place, once they touch the latitude 23.5 degree, should be lake of water. Okay, so why we have water in Taiwan? Taiwan is all green, right? Once we're talking about the rain quantity per year, compared to other country in whole world, Taiwan stays number 4. So we have a lot of rain, which means we have a lot of rain, okay? But we are number 18 country of the whole world short of water. What? You are number 4 with the rain, but you are number 18 short of water. What's wrong with it? And there is another terrible number. Daily water use. Okay, daily water use per person, average per person. We only talk about the capital city, okay? Like in Taiwan will be Taipei. Okay. 在我们要跟全世界的用水量做比较的话，我们只比首都。我们讲每一日的用水量来做一个比较，然后我希望你们可以告诉我说，台湾是全球第几位？就是我们的首都就是台北，台北人每一天的用水量排在全球的第几位？
Number 4.
Number 4? No, actually, the answer is number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. And you will see the number is in following slide. Okay, we use too much water per day. And we do have water. We do have water, okay? According to this Google map, you can see we do have water, so the land all shows in green. And I already told you the monsoon wind brings us the rain in different seasons. But during the winter time, the west part and south part, we don't have rain. During the summertime, north part and east part, we're short of water. So how can we solve this problem? If you are the president in Taiwan, how would you solve this problem? Without water, we could not cook food, right? Without water, we won't be able to support our medical system. Can you imagine you go to a hospital without water? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine any industry like without water? So they could not burning the water, create this vapors. They don't have energy. Could you imagine about that? Could you imagine, Lord, all the agriculture things without water? Our food will die, right? Human will die. So if you are the president in Taiwan, how are you gonna solve this problem? Or, okay, smaller size, if you are the mayor in Kaohsiung City, how are you gonna solve this problem? During the winter time, we don't have water. How are you gonna solve it?
Build some water storage plant.
Yes, you could build some water dams, and you could also plug the water, pumping the water from underground, right? And you could get water from river. And according to this map, you could also get water from this blue area named ocean, right? But ocean is salt water. So you'll tell me, teacher, we could not drink salt water. If you directly drink the seawater every day, within 3 days, you will die. Okay? You are raising your blood pressure very high and you will die. So you could not drink salt water. But we could doing one thing named desalination. We could remove the salt from the water and create the fresh water. Okay, so we have several ways to solve this kind of problem with water shortage. Taiwan is quite important for Taiwan. They will follow the hot current. If the current is hot enough, higher than 29 degrees Celsius, the typhoon will grow up bigger and even bring more water. Okay? You all know the typhoon brings us rain. Have you ever tested a raindrop? Test like light water or salt water? Yes, light water. Okay, strongly suggest you not drink the raindrop in Kaohsiung City. Okay, we have too much air pollution. Okay, so the typhoon bring us a light water raindrop, but typhoon absorb the water from ocean, right? Actually, the typhoon didn't suck the water, the salt water, the ocean water, the sea water from ocean. No, they only absorbed. One word you have to remember that is so-called moisture. Moisture, okay? M-O-I-S-T-U-R-E, moisture. Moisture is invisible. Moisture creates humidity, okay? In Chinese, 台风吸收的是水汽，是水汽，不是海水。那水汽到底有什么样的状况呢？水汽是看不到的，就像水蒸气一样，它是看不到的。你说老师，水蒸气是看得到的？不是啦，那个就是已经凝结大颗的水滴了哈。真正的水汽是你看不到的。When you breathe, you release the moisture in the air. Okay? When you get sweaty, moisture covers all of your body and they getting colder and condense on your skin. So it becomes a sweat. Okay, so moisture is invisible. Typhoon absorb the moisture. Okay, moisture won't have any salt inside. They are like water. Once the typhoon concentrated them, pull them up into the air, they all concentrated together, accumulated together, and become a raindrop. And this raindrop is light water. Okay, so for Taiwan, typhoon bring us a lot of light water every year. Okay, without typhoon, and then we only have an ocean beside us. There are salt water we cannot drink. Okay, so typhoon is extremely important in Taiwan. I'm so very pissed off because those news reporter on TV shows so happy and tell everyone like, oh, we don't have typhoon this year, we're so lucky. And those typhoon all goes to the Japan, so we are lucky. We won't destroy it, our agriculture products. And I'm so pissed off. What an idiot, Without typhoon, we don't even have water. Without water, how can we do the irrigation for the agriculture, for the farm, right? And yes, if we don't have typhoon within 2 years, all the water dam will dry out, like the beginning in this year, right? Did you still remember in April? We don't have water. Okay, that's terrible things. And according to the geography of Taiwan, we have a central mountain inside. It's quite very high, 3,952 meters tall, and in this shape. So when the raindrops come down, can our land keep the water? Definitely not. The water goes to the ocean. Okay, goes to the ocean. So there comes in multiple choice. Okay, a multiple choice. This is the land of Taiwan. In this part, this blue area is ocean already. Okay, this is a million ton. Oh, this is the cut. This is the cut and create this shape according to the latitude. Okay, from the west to the east. So you can see this part, red one means land. Blue line here means ocean. Okay, so here in the western part is mainland China. Okay, and land will be Taiwan Strait. Taiwan Strait here is another shallow ocean. And then comes the land, Jianan. And then come to the central mountain. Okay, and then goes to the Seacoast Mountain and the east part of ocean. Okay, this is the shape, land shape of Taiwan. If you are going to build a water dam, there are 3 locations you could choose. A here, very close to the city, so it's quite convenient if you want to get water, right? B, the place a little bit far from the city, but you will have more space, more trees, okay? Trees can clean the water, can filter the water and make it pure. And go to the mountaintop. I think there will be the highest place, so when the raindrops comes down, the most clean place, right? So if you build on the mountaintop, you may have the best quality of water. And the middle of the part, you may have a lot of trees, a little bit far away from the city, but acceptable. And those trees can help you clean water. And if build that in the city, it's quite very close to the citizen, so you could get water so easy. Okay, you are the mayor. No, you must be the president, so you could make this decision. So you are the president in Taiwan now. Okay, where you wanna build this water dam? If you make a mistake, all the Taiwanese will be suffered without water. Okay, choose it wisely. We chose the B as the location for water dam. Why? Because in the city, the land is so expensive. Okay, we need a place to live, to build a house. So if you dig a water dam here, it takes 2 huge land, right? And it's not worth. And to the number C, if you go to the mountain top, yes, you suppose got the purest water, but you will have a very, very long pipeline to connect it to the city. Spends a lot of money. Very hard to maintenance. Okay, go back to the very first week and the second week, we're talking about earthquake, right? We have a lot of earthquake that destroy the pipeline. So you better not put water dam on the very top of the mountain. And now we go to the sea level. The first place, the sea level here is 0. And the location B is 1,000 to 2,000. Okay, let's sea level. And the mountain top will be like 3,000. Why we choose the sea level 15,000 to 20,000 or 1,000 to 2,000? Why we choose this sea level, this area to build a water dam? Why? The answer is when the wind with moisture, like typhoon with moisture, they hit the mountain. They were hitting in the area like 2,000 to 3,000, and that caused the raindrops in 1,000 to 2,000 this area. Okay, so you put the water dam here as the best place to collect the raindrop. Okay, 好 ，in Chinese， 我们为什么要把那个水库盖在有 A、B、C 3个选项？第一个是城市，第二个是山腰，第三个是山顶。那我们为什么会盖在山腰的原因，是因为这个地方离城市也不太远，还算是好拉管线。然后这个地方这个高度呢，有很多的树可以帮你进水。然后这个高度又是就是大概在1000到2000之间。只要有台风或是有任何有水汽的风撞到山的时候，在这个高度都是最容易收集淡水的，最容易收集雨水的，所以我们会选在 B 这个地方。Okay, but even we have the water dam in this shape, we still could not remain water within our land. We go to the following slides. Okay, we're talking about the latitude 23 degree without water, right? Why? There is a reason. Covering with the earth, there are many different air current. Okay, not water current, air current. Hot air goes up. Cold air goes down. Okay? In tropical, in equatorial, it's quite hot. The sunlight directly goes to the equator and makes this area quite hot. So the air all goes up to the sky, but once you rise in your sea level, the temperature drop. Okay, so hot air with water goes to a cold area, and the moisture start concentrated and accumulated and become a raindrop. This is the reason we have a rainforest in tropical island here, in this equator area. Okay, and then this water on the sky become dry and cold. They must finding a place to go down to the earth. Otherwise, there will be too much air in the sky. Okay, so it becomes a circle. It comes down. The first time it goes down is here. The first place it goes down is here. It's called horse latitude. It's around 30 degrees here. This number, okay, around 30 degrees. Cold and dry water comes down to the land without moisture. Okay, can you imagine you have a dry air blow on your face all the day and your skin dry out? This is the situation for those locations. So Taiwan located in 23.5 latitude. Definitely we should without any water like a desert. But we are luckily surrounded by the ocean. And luckily we have a current comes through us. And luckily we have typhoon. Okay, this is the reason we have the water. So, and there's another common knowledge. Okay, I can talk to you a little bit about that. We're talking about the polar front, this word, the polar front. And then we were talking about the polar vortex. If you truly don't understand what I'm explaining, you go back to check this word as your keyword. Okay, you could write it down. Polar vortex, and polar front. If it is a little bit difficult for you to check in English, the Chinese name is 极地气强. Polar front is named 极地气强. And the polar vortex means 极地涡旋. 极地涡旋. Actually, in the northeast and the southeast area, they are quite very cold. They are so very cold because the sunlight directly passes them. Go back to this one. The sunlight directly passes them. So the land won't have any chance to absorb the heat from sunlight. Okay? Without the sunlight, it can be minus 237 Celsius degree in the Earth. This is the limit. But if not located in Earth, if it is in Mars, the temperature can drop down to minus 1000 Celsius degree. So quite very cold. If you are located in one situation, the temperature is minus 273 Celsius degree. Once you touch this air, within 1 minute, your whole body will be frozen. So that's quite a terrible temperature, right? Okay, so this is extremely cold here. But if we have sunlight here, you can see here, the sunlight passed in here. Only a little bit of sunlight is enough. The degree could raising like to 0 Celsius degree. Okay, compare with the polar area. This area, the temperature difference will be like 100 degree. Okay, the difference, temperature difference. 温度差异可以到达大概快100度。因为零下这个温度跟大概0度这个情况。With this kind of extremely temperature difference, the polar area creates shielded, locked area. All the air inside the polar area only circling inside here. Because if they want to get touch with this hot air current, the temperature difference will like 100 degrees. So they will not be able to get through it. They could only blocked, the air could only block the in polar area. Okay, so it keep doing the circling here. The air could not get inside, it will go back. Okay, it will go back. It's a normal situation when the temperature on the Earth is quite balanced. It creates a perfect round circle in polar area. Okay, those air could not go out. They could only inside make a circle. So it becomes a vortex. Okay, become a vortex. 变成一个涡旋，他们在里面一直转，一直转。And if in the equator place location, if the temperature is rising too high, like now, we have 38, 39 Celsius degree during the summertime in tropical area. Wow, quite very high. The air current, hot air current getting stronger. Okay? So the hot current, air current in this polar front start pushing the stable vortex and give them some interruption. Okay? Once the hot current get too strong, getting too strong, they will break the polar front. Okay, they will break this wall. And what happened? If it comes this way, unstable, and keep pushing the polar front, and finally they break through this polar front, what will happen? Chicago, normally we won't have this kind of extremely cold weather. And you can see on the screen that it's below to minus 46 degrees. All the rivers suddenly become icy. You can see that even the ocean, the waves come to the air, it becomes frozen. The people living in Chicago never face this situation. And even hot water, you spray it in the air, it becomes ice. Extremely cold due to this polar front was break through by the hot air current. If this would break, open the gate, it will open the door for this extremely cold water that creates the vortex in polar area. If the wall break, that opens the door, a gap, extremely cold air comes out in high speed or low speed?
High speed.
High speed, because they were vortex. Vortex, quite very high speed vortex in polar area. And then suddenly one thing breaks, so it comes out. And all the areas, all the land contact with this kind of a cold current will be suddenly frozen. Okay, do you remember there's one creature, 猛犸象? There's an elephant, 猛犸, living in the polar area region, right? But before, they may have a very stable polar form. So they living in this area, quite close to the polar form, okay? And in this area, they still have a hot air current. So the land is green, and they still have grass they can eat, okay? And they died. The scientists tried to dig their body out from the land and examine their stomachs. And they find out all the grass they eat, still fresh. What means still fresh? If you swallow an apple into your stomachs, how long it will be digested? It only takes 1 hour for those kind of vegetable to become different food type. Okay, they will be digested by the acid in your stomachs within 1 hour or 2 hours. But those elephants, okay, for example, if they swallow an apple and it's suddenly frozen, and this apple remain an apple type. Okay, this is what happened in the mammal stomachs. The scientists find the grass is still fresh, which means those elephants was suddenly frozen. So what was happened? They were frozen within 1 hour, so they are still eating. So what was happened? It might be like this kind of situation. One reason, we will not yet find out this reason, but the polar front was break. The polar front was break. And this cold water attacked those elephants. And they are suddenly frozen. Okay? So it's quite dangerous. And why we have to talking about this? This is a global thing, a global event. We are talking about the climate change, right? The global warming, okay, global warming is another word I'm not so preferred, but I was talking about the climate change for the global. Recently, we have a higher and higher temperature, okay, in the equatorial area, which caused hotter air current for this polar front. And why the temperature in this area, in equator area, is getting higher? Why? Because we humans keep releasing the carbon dioxide, right? You could connect these two facts, right? And for many, many reasons, like for me, like I eat meat, so I like cow, I like the meat, I like beef. So we want to raising the cow, so we release the greenhouse air. Okay, so what those kind of things make the temperature getting high, and that cause this polar front was keep pushing. We do have another example that happens in Kaohsiung. You know, I was talking about history. When I was a child, when I was in senior high school, I never wear any sweater during the winter time in Kaohsiung. I never. Because the temperature, even in the winter, even with the cold air comes to Kaohsiung, the temperature still remain like 15, 16 degree. So you won't able to wear a sweater. But if you go check the Google, 3 years or 4 years before, there is one time, only 3 days in Kaohsiung, the temperature dropped to 2 Celsius degree. 2 Celsius degree. Why? Because the polar front broke. Okay, and then following up, what's come out? What's come out? What's following up? Following up, we have unstable weather. We have unstable weather following years until now. And we can go see. Now you already have some idea, like the water temperature influence the current, even the air current and the water current, and the current influence of the typhoon, and the typhoon influence the water of Taiwan. I will explain in Chinese again. 我们现在已经知道这个关系了，就是说，当温度上升的时候，它会影响气流跟水流，对不对？然后气流跟水流会影响台风，然后台风会影响台湾的水量，这样可以理解吗？哈，这个关系你已经理解了。Okay, then let's keep going. I told you we have extremely low temperature several years ago, and you can see in this slide. After that, the water comes out a little bit unstable, right? And we have extremely dry years. This kind of curve tells us a story, that Earth can recover. Okay, if you're hurting the Earth can recover within a short time. The human activity will cause some trouble, some injured of this environment, but this environment could recover soon because human activity compares to those Earth activities. We are only doing little things, okay? And so Earth tried to recover by itself, but still things getting worse and worse. Like I told you, within these 2 years, we don't have typhoon come to Taiwan. They all goes to Japan. And then last year, the water comes down. It happened before. These things happened before, 2002, but more frequently, right? More frequently. It shows maybe 15 years as a section, we will have some drought without water, but it's getting frequently and extremely. Compare with the number, okay? 2002, we still have 1,621. This means the rain volume, we still have this number. And it goes to 2015, we have another drought. 就是缺水旱灾的情况. We have another drought. And the water comes down to 1,059. Okay, it's decreasing more and more. And it goes to 2021, only 6 years later. The period getting shorter and shorter, and the water volume decrease more and more. Okay, it's getting more and more serious. Okay? So this kind of things repeat, it will be repeat, but more and more frequently. Okay? It will become a very normal things in future. Lake of water, it will become very normal things. But are we ready? Hey, every president here, okay, are you ready for facing this bad situation? Are you ready? Okay, so we'll talk about water. If you check the whole system, the whole water system of Taiwan, and you will know we are not yet ready. Okay, we go to this slide. It tells you only 20% of water remained on the land of Taiwan. The other 79% directly goes to the ocean. We could not use it. When the rain comes down to the ground, and then it goes to the river, and the river goes to the ocean. And you might tell me, teachers, so why don't we get water from river? We have so much water in river. Why don't we doing that? Okay, here is some ice candy. This ice candy is created by some college student. They just used river water from the west part of Taiwan and make this ice candy. So it's very easy. It's obviously you can see that the river water in Taiwan, western part of Taiwan, are highly polluted. Okay, So will you drink a purple water? Or will you drink a yellow water? You can see we have so many industry here, like they put some toxic things into the river. And all the river in west part of Taiwan are highly polluted. All those clean raindrop, okay, they are on the cloud, they are clean. While they are falling down, they absorb the toxins from the air, but they are still clean. But once they go to the river, and the people put some toxins into river, and all the water become dirty. So we will not able to take in water from the river anymore. Okay, so we could only use the water dam. Okay, water dam collected the raindrops. Compared to the river, it's still clean. Okay, water dams, we have 44% of water is from the water dams, and 32 is from the underground, and 24 is from the river. Okay, this is the situation of Taiwan. And here is the number I want to show you that Taipei is the number 2 place in the whole world. Compared with Tokyo and Hong Kong, they are number 4 and number 5. They're number 4 and number 5. We have 1.5 times more than them. Wow, you can see. So actually Taiwan people are wasting of water. Why? Because while I was a child, I never faced this situation without water. Okay? So in my mind, I always thinking Taiwan full of water. Yeah, so we won't have this kind of situation. But maybe in your mind, you should always remember and tell your child in future, we have a lot of rain, we have a lot of water, but they are polluted, they are not clean. Actually, we are short of water. Okay, you have to remember this truth. And please do not wasting water in your life. So where you will use water every day? Give me some example. Flush the toilet. Okay, will you cook? Even you don't cook, you buy food, right? All those food industry use the water to cook the rice for you, cook the food for you. So even you didn't use the water directly, you still use water every day. And where? You take shower, right? How long you taking shower every day? 15 minutes, okay. You will turn off the water when you're using the soap, or you will keep using the water, let the water run. Be honest. During the winter time, I won't turn off the water because it's so cold outside, okay? If without hot water on my body, I will feel cold. So when I use the soap in front, the hot water is on the back, and then I would turn my body and I would soap my back and the hot water coming from, so I won't get cold. So within this 10 minutes, I prefer do not turn off the hot water. But that is a kind of a waste, right? And think about that during the winter time, you turn on the hot water, but the water from the pipeline starts as a cold water. So I will use the cold water, I will let the cold water go away, right? I will wait for like 1 minute and until the water getting warm and I start showering myself. That is kind of a waste, right? So we could change our lifestyle to save water. Okay, we could save water. I was have a chance to go to Israel for 20 days. One thing I'm so very surprised is they show me a water tank. They show me a water tank, a Sheita water tank. As the size of this screen. For the online students, you can see for the size of this screen, the size, the water tank, like this size. And in Taiwan, if you have a 4person in your family, 4 person, this kind of a quantity, this kind of volume, You could use it for many days. How many days? With this size of water tank, full of water, and you have 4 members in your family. Actually, in Taiwan, we could only use this kind of volume for less than 2 days. Every time you flush your toilet, you use about 4 liter to 10 liter of water. You don't know that, right? When you use the washing machine, you use more than 50 liter to clean your clothes per time. Yep. That's the truth. You're taking a shower, you will use like 25 liters within 10 minutes. Okay. Wow. So in Taiwan, this kind of size, we could only use for 2 days. But in Israel, I went to a family, they have 20 members in one family. And also 15 cows. Okay, 15 cows. So 35 living creatures need water. And they also have a farm. They also have a farm like 10 times bigger than our classroom. They only grow some melon for their family, not for sale, for their family. With this kind of number of members and the same size of the tank, and they told me they will use this water for 1 month. What a surprise. You have to drink, right? You have to drink the water. At the least should be clean water, right? And you will pee, right? You will pee, yes. The cow will pee. Yeah. They're collecting the Euro things and they use them to watering the melon. Okay? They collected each bit of the showering water to cook. They rarely use the soap. Okay, 1 month, maybe 1 time. Because they're quite dry, because they're quite very dry, like a desert. So you won't get sweaty. Okay? And you have to think about, wow, it might be an extremely situation for Israel. But please remember, we are located in the same latitude. If we don't have typhoon, we may have to face this situation. Okay? So this is quite terrible. Try to get used to it. No, you will never get to use it. But at least start saving water, okay? I want to let you to do one thing for me. Since in Taiwan we could not getting water from river, we are getting water from the water dam. So we have open data. We have open data on Google. You could type in open data Taiwan to find out the answer. In Chinese, 你那个网站的名字是用数据看台湾。You could also use the water dam, this word. So now, please take your cell phone and do it. You could use the open data Taiwan, search it. You can see the number below here. And if the water volume decreased, it will show in red number, red word. If it risen, it will be like blue color. Okay, the last time they calculate the data is October 8, 8 o'clock, which means this morning. Okay, this is a real-time data for average dam, water dam in Taiwan. And you could use the number here. Please tell me which water dam is the biggest one in Taiwan. Use this number here, compare the number and find out which one is the biggest one, water dam in Taiwan, which one?
翡翠水库。
翡翠水库 is in Taipei, and This is the biggest water dam in north part of Taiwan.
曾文水
Yeah, 曾文水库. Yes, 曾文水库 is the biggest one in whole Taiwan. Okay. 翡翠水库 offers supplied about more than 70% of the water use for Taipei City. And the 曾文水库is located in Jiayi and Tainan, but it will supply the agriculture irrigation in central part of Taiwan and the south part of Taiwan. And during the summertime, when the Taipei City lack of water, they will supply the Taipei City too. Okay, it's a little bit unfair that we have pipeline connect the 曾文水库and the Taipei City, but we don't have pipeline connected Kaohsiung City to 曾文水库. So always the capital city got the resource. Okay, it's a little bit unfair. But you can see all the water dam shows blue color, almost full. When it reaches 100%, what will they do? Yes, they will release the water. They will release the water with warning or without warning. Definitely with warning, okay? Which means huge quantity of water comes out, and the lower part of the river, they will be attacked by the water. So of course, they will warning first. Here is the real-time number you can see, but you see this one, 德基水库 in Taichung is it's not a small one, right? It's not a small one, but it will remind you that only maybe this water can use like 30 days to 60 days, 1 month or 2 months. And did you remember that your teacher told you only the summertime, the west and the south part will have a typhoon rain? Right? Taichung City is located in the west part of Taiwan. Okay? 德基水库 located in Taichung. Yes, it supports the Taichung City with this water, but it's warning you only 30 days to 60 days remain. And during the winter time, we don't have rain here. Okay, so after 2 months, it's only December, okay, or January. If we don't have any rain following up, Taichung City will lack of water. Okay, did you see the list dangerous things happening? But you better not know that much, otherwise you won't have a good life. Okay, don't think too much. Okay, still, many water dams remains only 30 days to 60 days for using. So we are still in very hard, very difficult situation right now. Even we are full of water of each dam. So why? Oh, you can see this weird number 110.9, right? It's not a mistake. You can see my water bottle, okay? Water bottle. We will set up to maximal volume here, like 100, okay? Like on the top, like 100. We have set the sensor. If this is a water, then we'll set the sensor here. When water reach this level, it becomes 100%. But still we have extra space for water to come in. So it's higher than the sensor. Okay, it's higher than the sensor, and we will calculate the volume and give him a number like 110. Like 110. Okay, you may ask me, teacher, if it's already over than 100, why don't we just release the water and let it go? Why? Why we keep it on 110? Why? Because this is a tiny water dam. This is a tiny water dams. Okay, and in this location recently we won't have a rain drops. We won't have a rain, so we won't have more water coming into this dam. But consider about the future. We better hold this water. Okay, so this is the reason even it is more than 100, we're still not releasing the water. In Chinese, 在这个网页上面你会看到，就是很多地方在100%以下，然后你会看到这个地方有一些，即便是93%了，它还是告诉你说只剩1个月到2个月。这是台中的水库哦，它支持台中整个用水，那只剩30天到60天，然后接下来台中又不会是雨季，所以你脑海中要有一个想法，就是说，其实接下来台湾还是面临很严峻的水况，特别是台中。那这个网页上面又看到另一个数字叫做110%。那我刚刚跟你讲说，如果在100% 以上的话，我们就必须要放水了，但是我们为什么没放呢？因为在阿公店这个地方，我们大概知道说，这个地方平常不会再降雨，然后接下来的月份也不会有雨了，所以不会有更多的水跑进来。在这个前提之下，考量以后可能会缺水的这个情形，我们最好还是把这个水留着。这样才会出现这个110以上。那这个 sensor 就是我们测试水库高度的这个监测器呢，它不会放在完全最顶上的地方啦，它就会像我刚刚给你看的那个水壶一样，就是放在上面还有一点多的空间，所以超过那个 sensor 就是100%以上了。然后我们就会用人的方式去测量有多少水，然后给它一个数字在上面。